Hello, everyone. My name is Brittany Richardson, and my partner's name is Colin Demps, and we are teaching about deep learning today. What is deep learning? Deep learning is a machine learning technique in which teaches the computer to learn by example. Deep learning utilizes classification to train and understand what text, images, and sound are. How deep learning is used: facial recognition, motion detection, car driving and parking, lane detection, pedestrian detection. The basics. Neural networks are used to learn how to depict features directly through the data. Inspired by a human nervous system, can exceed human level performance in object classification. In the picture, we have two different neural networks. We have a simple one and a deep learning network. So the simple network has only 3 layers, where you have an input, a hidden, and an output. However, in a deep learning layer, you can have one input layer, several different hidden layers, and one output layer. Layers of CNN, which CNN stands for convolutional neural network. Convolutional layers convolves the input by moving the filters along the input vertically and horizontally and computing the dot product of the weights and the input, and then adding a bias term. ReLU layer performs a threshold operation to each element of the input, where any value less than 0 is set to 0. Pooling layer performs downsampling by dividing the input into rectangular pooling regions and computing values for each region. And this is called the average max. Fully connected layer multiplies the input by a weight matrix and then adds a bias vector. In the picture, it is an example of how CNN works. So first you have an input of a picture of a flower. As it goes through the different layers of the network, at the end it might say, as a classification, it's a flower, or it might say it's a cup, or it might say it's a car or a tree. We all know that it's a flower, but hopefully once it goes through each layer, it can classify it as a flower. Training. Models are trained using a large set of labeled data in neural network architecture. The network contains many layers, usually including some convolutional layers. Require high performance GPU to accelerate the process. Convolutional neural networks combine layers that automatically learn features from many images to classify new images. Why use pre-trained networks? So, in the middle, this is the best way to describe why we should use pre-trained networks. You have hundreds to thousands of labeled images. They moderately can be computed using GPU, seconds to minutes in training, and good depends on the pre-trained model. So model accuracy makes it a reason to use it, training time, computation, and training data. Those are the key reasons that are important for training a network. AlexNet is what we use. AlexNet is a pre-trained convolutional neural network on MATLAB CNN, trained on more than 1 million images, and it classifies images into 1,000 object categories. So here are the procedures that we went by. Our first step was to connect our webcam and get a pre-trained neural network. So first we connected our webcam, then we loaded the neural network, which is AlexNet. Step 2, we were asked to show and classify live images, run the following code. So while true, take a picture, show the picture, resize the picture for AlexNet, classify the picture, show the class label, and it will end. So I'm going to show you a few pictures of what we were able to get when we use AlexNet, and then I'm going to show a few other things. So when Colin ran his, he was able to have AlexNet understand that the first picture was an elephant. The next picture was a picture of his cardigan, and it was able to detect that. And the last picture was a wash basin, which is also called a bathtub. When I did mine, I was able to have AlexNet recognize a water bottle, a banana, and my keyboard at work. One error that it did have an issue with, it was because it was a lot of noise in the background. You see me in the background, you see other stuff in the background, so it was picking up various images all around it. So it classified a box of tissue as a coffee mug. And the only reason why I did that is because it wasn't centered. It was just too much going on. And that is the conclusion of our project. We thank you so much for coming and watching. And I hope you guys have a good day and a good Christmas break.